Hey, it's Denise. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome back to those of you who have been with me. Today I wanted to talk about yet another thing that I got in preparation for my puppy coming home. I know I'm like one of those people who just became a grandparent and is walking around making you look at my photo album. I realize that. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this little bundle of love that I will be getting in a couple months. So if you've seen any of the other videos in that playlist, you'll know that I have gotten the room all set up so that her crate is attached to her playpen area, which gives her a good amount of space while still keeping her area very well controlled and safe. For her very young days and until we get housebreaking down, that she has a place to hang out. I can hang out there with her, but that she has a place to hang out, which really, keeping it small, helps a dog learn housebreaking much faster than letting them have access to the whole house and letting them have mistakes. It's easier to train them in a small area not to have mistakes. It just for their brain, it's easier to understand that concept of, oh, this is where I live, you don't use it as a bathroom. And if you keep that area small, there are whole professional dog trainers who do videos on it. Zach George does some great videos if you want to check him out. There are a few others. Nate, whose last name is not coming to me. Also awesome training videos. But one of the things I want to talk about today, I got a Furbo. Now, this is where my total lack of actual technological ability, if you haven't watched my videos before, you may not be aware of just how non-technologically astute I can sometimes be. If you have watched, then, you've got a good sense of humor about it, and I appreciate that. So, what is a Furbo? This is an empty box that a Furbo came in. This is what a Furbo looks like. It is like a nanny cam that is able to dispense treats and also work as a two-way audio. So you download an app to your phone, and you can hear what's going on in your dog's room and see what's going on, but you can also talk to them, and you can also dispense treats to them. So when you see your dog behaving well, for example, being calm and just relaxing in there, even though you left, now I'm going to be starting with a young puppy. So part of the thing she'll be learning is learning to stay calm when I leave the room for a few minutes. I can leave the room, step into the hall, and look on my phone, and if she's not like whining or crying or behaving in a distressed manner, I can just tap the little thing on my phone, which I will show you in a minute, and it will shoot out a treat to her. So she's getting a treat for behaving well, even though I'm not in the room. And soon she will learn to associate the sound that the Furbo makes, because it makes like a little sort of tweet noise, or if you call it a tweet. It makes a little noise, definitive little electronic noise before it dispenses the treat. So you can teach the dog to get used to that. So it's not scared of it. You can teach it that sound means, hey, you're about to get a treat. So when you're not in the room, then, when the dog hears that sound, it knows like, hey, I should look at the Furbo because a treat's going to come out. So you can reward good behavior without even being in the room, which is awesome when you're trying to catch your puppy doing the right thing when it doesn't know you're watching. That might sound like you're spying on your puppy, which I suppose in a way you are, but you're doing it because you want them to learn how to stay calm and not have separation anxiety when you leave the room, and rewarding calm behavior is one of the best ways to reinforce that that's how they should act when you have to leave the room. So it was easy to set up, and coming from me, that's saying something. As you can see from the picture, the body of it is like white plastic. That's the treat dispenser. The bamboo lid comes off. It can take treats. You can just use your dog's regular kibble if they are eating kibble. I think the treats can be like up to like 1/2 inch in diameter. So like some of the little freeze-dried meat treats or your dog's regular kibble, you put them in there, and then you download the app. There was no problem getting it to sync to my phone. It did it immediately, and believe me, if it was a difficult thing to do, I'd still be trying to do it. And yeah, then you make sure, for me now, my concern was positioning it where it wouldn't shoot the treat where she couldn't reach it. Like that it would either bounce outside of the playpen area, or it would hit the, wow, that really changed the tone of the lighting. Don't know that I like that. I look kind of grayish blue now. Anyway, so that you know what I'm talking about. And this is where my lack of technology will show, because if I knew what I was doing, I would have gone and taken a video and like maybe made my son pretend to be a puppy. He's 18, so it wouldn't be child abuse because technically he's an adult. So yeah, this is right now. I'm sitting in my bedroom. This is showing you what's going on. I wish the resolution was better. I'm trying to get the angle right. This is what's showing you what's going on in the Percy zone, which is what my son named it. Now, you're seeing little bars, and that's because her crate is divided. I got a very large crate because she's going to be a large dog. She's a standard poodle. And for potty training purposes, you don't want her to have access to the whole crate so that she doesn't decide it's okay to pee in half of it because you're only sleeping in half of it. So there's a divider, and it divides off, I'd say, maybe 1/3 of the crate, because it has to, the area, this crate has a door on 2 sides, on an end and on a side, I guess I should say. The door on the end connects to the playpen, and then the door on the side is outside of the playpen, so I can put her in either that way, or I can open the playpen gate and walk in that way. And this way she can learn the whole idea of going in one door and out another. Like I can put her into her crate from the side door, and she can understand the concept that just because I've put her into her crate there doesn't mean she's stuck in the crate. The other door of her crate is open, that opens into her playpen area. So that'll just kind of let her know that just because I've put you into your crate doesn't mean you have to stay in your crate. You have your whole playpen area, which is nice. So I have that little 1/3 of the crate that has the divider up. So within that 1/3, I have, now keep in mind, this is what would have been my guest room in the past. Probably the draftiest, chilliest room. So putting a space heater in there was a must if I'm going to have a puppy sleeping in there. So I have a space heater actually in the crate, in that area that you can't see because it's in the same space really as the Furbo. It's in that 1/3 of the crate that it has a divider keeping her out of it. And of course it is a safety one with, you know, if it were to get tipped or if any kind of power surge or anything, that it automatically turns off. But it'll keep her area, especially her sleeping area, you know, warm. If she feels like it's too warm, she has the option to walk out of her crate, and I have a runner, just a small area of carpeting, like one of those little runner carpets that are maybe 5 feet long and, I don't know, 1.5 feet wide or whatever, in her playpen area, so she could go out and lay down on that if she felt like inside her crate was getting too warm. I don't think it will be, though. I think if I keep the heater on low, the way where it is, I think it'll keep her crate area. Remember, this is a wire crate, so it's open. you know, it's getting plenty of ventilation, and I think it'll keep it at a nice temperature. So the Furbo is standing on a box to have it just a little bit higher up, because if it was right on the ground, it was looking just a little bit low in terms of the angle. And I have it lined up so the treat dispenser is like right up against the divider in the kennel, in the crate rather, so that where it shoots out, I know it's not going to just bounce back off the fence, because wouldn't that be frustrating if she hears the noise saying you're going to get a treat and then the treat bounces back. So I made sure I lined it up very carefully and very close. So, and then I tested it a bunch of times, and each time it dispensed the treat correctly into her bedroom, into her little sleeping area that has a blanket in her crate. So I don't know if we're going to pick this up on here. I'm going to try, though, to show it to you. I'm going to try. Okay. And I'm trying to look at this in the monitor here because I can't see here. Or I could lean, and then you have to kind of look at the back of my head. Okay. There's this little... I feel like this is shining too bright, so you're not seeing the detail. I don't know how to make that less. So it really is. The angle is perfect. It is picking up what you're seeing in the immediate foreground, that kind of white area. That's the light-colored blanket. This has like night vision too, I should add. That white-colored area is her little blanket right inside the crate. That furthest area is the far wall, which is in her playpen area. And those little spots there you see are the two little food and water bowls that are mounted onto the, like they just hang on the, like it's like fencing, you know, like the metal, what the playpen is made out of. So the bowls hang there. That's what you're seeing there in the distance. So you're sort of looking through her crate towards the right side of her playpen area, which goes all the way over to the end of the room. She has the full width of the room, so she probably has almost a third of the room as her playpen area. She has a litter box. She'll be coming from the breeder litter box trained, so I'm just staying with that same thing. So yeah, there's a little symbol here. I'm trying to, I really wish I could figure if there was a better way of holding it. Or if, like, you know what, is my screen, if I make my screen less bright, does that reflect off it less? No, not, I don't think so. Okay, let's see if you can see it. If you can't, I will just try to describe for you. In the middle here is like a little icon. It changes. Like right now it looks like a cookie. Like, you know, like a gingerbread cookie. It's, I think, holiday seasonal thing. They just can do it the software. I press this to give a treat. Did you hear that? That was it activating and throwing the treat. If I want to, I can touch the microphone button and I could speak and she would hear my voice coming out of the Furbo. Also, you have the option of setting it that instead of the preset electronic, you know, like kind of beeping, whatever, it's not really a beep, it's not a harsh noise, sound that the Furbo makes, you can preset it to let you record. Just say you have, like in your training, you use the word yes, or you use the word correct, or whatever you do when your dog is doing something good, you know, to mark, you know, sort of like in the clicker training method, how you use a word to mark the exact minute, like this is what you're doing right, this is what you're getting the treat for. So if instead of using the Furbo noise, if you wanted to record and have it play your little, you know, recording of your voice saying yes or correct before it spit the treat out, you could do that too. So now it has changed to a little red mitten, which I think actually is showing up a little better. Yeah, you can see that there's a little red mitten there in the middle of the screen. And I'm going to push it and tell it to give her a treat. I mean, not that she's actually in there yet. And then you heard it, the click, and it shot a treat. So from my many times of being in there and testing, the treat tends to land about 18 inches away from the Furbo, so within her sleeping area. Because it's, like I said, I have an extra large crate because she's a standard poodle and she's going to be a large dog. Her mother is 74 pounds, I was told, at her non-pregnant weight, and her father's a little bit bigger. So she's going to be a good-sized dog when she's grown, and I wanted to make sure she had a comfortable size crate. So the fact that it lands right in the crate, to me, perfect. I was afraid if it shot too far out, like if I had it high up on a table and it was shooting over something, or if I put it on top of the crate and it was shooting, I was afraid if it hit the floor, it might skid past the playpen fencing, which is attached to the wall, but you know, it's metal fencing, and if it went past that, like it could get like into that little area where, how frustrating would that be if the treat went past the playpen and was stuck between the playpen and the wall and she couldn't get it. So I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen. So having it set up at the height that I have it set at, it seems to just dispense the treat, like I said, maybe 18 inches forward. It might spit out one treat, it might spit out 2 or 3, it just sort of depends. Probably the shape and type of food that you have in there as far as treats makes a difference with that. And in my testings, every single one of them landed in the right place. Nothing bounced out of where she would be able to get the treat. So that was really important to me. There's an additional subscription that I have not signed up for yet, obviously, because I don't have my puppy here yet. So I'm not going to start paying for a subscription that I don't, when I don't have the dog yet. But you can pay, don't quote me on this, I think it's like $10 or $15 a month for some additional features, and they are basically, I wish you could see that the picture looks as clear as I can see it looking at it. I can see her entire area. It's got a sort of fisheye, you know, little bit of weirdness to the angle, but it is definitely a wide angle lens. And like I would be able to see her in her sleeping area and anywhere in her playpen area looking at this. And I mean, right now it's working on the house's Wi-Fi, but if I was out somewhere, as long as I'm getting some sort of service, you know, for data, I could check on her from anywhere. Now, obviously, when she's still very, very young, I'm not leaving her home alone. But even when she's older, you know, and we start getting, like, maybe I'm going to run out for a couple hours, I can keep an eye on her, and I can give her a treat for being good and staying calm while I'm gone. But kind of, you're just going to have to take my word for it that the image is really quite sharp on the on your phone. I think you'd be very pleased with how sharp the image is on your phone. So some of these other features that you can sign up for, and I probably will once I have her, I'm going to try to look at it because I think it's going to tell me about them. Some of the things like the settings here, video quality, night vision, treat toss sound. Okay, I think I can let you hear it. It says chirping sound. It didn't make the sound. Let's see if I push this, if it makes the sound. Nope, it's not making the sound. Okay, but you can see there that you can't see a damn thing. This is the problem when you're trying to take a picture of something on a camera, because it does say, record my own sound, but you can't see that. Okay, sorry for that total fail. Can't see it from back here either. Record my own sound is the option I was telling you if instead of the electronic noise it makes you want to use your own voice as the sound before the treat's dispensed. So you do have that option. Speaker volume you can adjust. It has a barking alert, so just say I wasn't in the house, just say I was outside and she started barking, my phone would tell me that she was barking. And I could then take a look and see if something was going on that I needed to intervene with. Now, one of the things it says on here is learn more about Furbo Dog Nanny. Now that's those additional features that I was talking about. So, speaking of nanny, Granny, the reading glasses. So it's telling you the basic, what you have with your Furbo is 1080p full HD picture, two-way audio, treat tossing, barking alert, photo and video. Then with Furbo Nanny, which I told you I believe is $10 or $15 a month, I don't remember exactly, I had looked at it a while back when I first got the Furbo before I even set it up. With that, you can get cloud recording, where it will save to the cloud 15-second video clips throughout the day, basically whenever there's activity. Doggy diary, it will keep sort of the highlights of your dog's day and condense it into I think it's like a little 2-minute video or something maybe, so you can watch at the end of the day, kind of anything that your dog did that the camera picked up that it thought was of interest that you might want to see. It has a dog activity alert, so if your dog is being more active than usual, it will alert you. It has a person alert, so if a human shape comes into its range, it will alert you via your phone. So maybe you are at work and you have a pet sitter scheduled. This will let you know when they get there. Maybe nobody should be in your house and someone's walking around with your dog. This will let you know that fact. It says also that you can have it also picks up home emergency alerts, such as a smoke or carbon monoxide detector going off or the sound of breaking glass. And it would alert you if it picks up any of those things. It has a continuous barking alert. So, not just a bark, but if the dog is really barking, like a dog does when they're distressed or there's a problem, that would give you an extra alert, like, hey, your dog is really barking. And also a dog crying. It recognizes the difference between barking and crying. It also recognizes howling as a separate sound and would alert you to that. Because you'll know your dog. I know with my beagle, howling is a noise he makes rarely. In fact, he doesn't even bark that often. But barking and howling mean very different things to my beagle. And so knowing to check in when I hear something that is a sound that my dog only makes when he thinks there's something wrong, I think is pretty cool. Especially, right now it's kind of, it's COVID time. We're all kind of home. But if I was out more, I would like to know if something is, making my dog bark like that, or in the case of my beagle, howl, and be able to look at a camera and see, okay, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. Maybe she just heard a noise outside or whatever. And also then it gives me the opportunity, once she stops barking and howling and settles down calmly, I can then mark and reward that calm, settled behavior to again reinforce that's the behavior I want. I want calm, relaxed, like playing with your toys, mellow behavior when you're hanging out. It has a hardware lifetime warranty, and it says coming soon dog emergency alert. I'm not sure what that will entail. I think it has something to do with like coughing or vomiting or choking sounds or something. I don't remember the details. I only heard one person ever mention it, but that was something they were researching and working on adding to the app. So those would all be additional features that you could, if you decide to get the nanny kind of subscription to pay for each month. And like I said, once I actually have the dog here, I probably will sign up for the free trial month. And if I like it, I probably will. Because to me, $10 a month or $15, like I said, I forget the exact amount. To me, it's well worth it to have that peace of mind that I can check in on my dog, and that, like I said, if someone tells me that, don't worry, I'll be over at your house sometime between 12 and 1 to take the dog out for you, I'll know from this whether or not they showed up and when they showed up to take the dog out. So, you know, if you're wanting to know the reliability of the person who you have scheduled to come and take care of your dog if you're not home, this will help you with that. So, like I said, no puppy in there yet. Once I have her in there and we're actively using it, I'll let you know how it's going. I can take these off now. I'll let you know how it's going as far as helping train that stay calm when I'm not in the room behavior after a little while. Obviously, I'm not going to do that to her the first few days. I don't expect, you know, a puppy who's just come into a new home to be able to stay calm, nor should she really be left alone for any real periods of time. But once we start working on that, I think the Furbo is going to help with that. So it also has a feature that it takes a selfie, apparently. If it catches the dog staring at the camera, that it does a selfie. Like it takes a picture of the dog when it catches the dog looking directly into the camera, which I think is kind of funny. And if you have the subscription, like it saves that in your cloud and would be part, I think, also of your like little highlights of the day thing, you know, little highlights of the day video. Anyway, I hope you found this informative. There are other dog cameras out there. I looked into one other brand before making the decision, and then I went ahead with the Furbo. It just seemed to meet my needs. So far, like I said, it was very easy to set up for someone who does not have any sort of tech-savvy side to them at all. Downloading the app was simple. It, as soon as it said, like, hey, push the button and it'll look for your you know, Wi-Fi, it did. It connected, no problem. And, yeah, it's really easy to use. So I will update you on it again. At this point, I'm very happy with it. And I'll update you again of how the dog feels about it and how she responds to it once I start using it with her. I expect her to be home end of January, beginning of February. When she's around 9 weeks old is when she should be coming home. So, yeah, this is just letting you know about the Furbo. And I hope you found it helpful. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Hit that notification bell so you know when I do another video, even if it's a little bit strange like this. I swear they're not always strange like this. Probably they're always a little bit strange because I know myself. They're probably a little bit strange. But I still try to keep them informative, and I try to give an honest evaluation of any product that I unbox or, you know, try, so that you can make an informed decision if it's a product that you're interested in, whether you were specifically looking for it or not, or whether you know someone who's looking for it. So please, yes, I am trying to grow my YouTube channel, and it does make a big difference when people take the time to just hit that like, subscribe, notification, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have the Furbo, how you like it, if your dog likes it, if you find it useful in training. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch. I know you have lots of options of things to watch, and I always appreciate when people take the time to watch. So have a great day, and let me know if you have any Furbo experiences. Thank you once again.